Every morning, many of us women over 60 begin our day with a familiar comfort. Have you ever noticed that? Whether it's the first sip of hot coffee as you watch the sunrise, a peaceful moment of quiet before the house wakes up, or the gentle rhythms of just tending to your home. It's a feeling of safety, of routine. A feeling we've earned. But what if I told you that a tiny, almost forgotten part of that morning ritual, or rather, what you don't do for a very specific area of your body every day, might be silently yet powerfully impacting your very energy, your sense of confidence, and even your everyday comfort when it comes to simple things like ease of going to the bathroom? This isn't just about feeling good. It's about reclaiming a hidden vitality and protecting the independence you cherish, especially as you embrace your golden years. As Dr. Xiheng Yi, a physician specializing in geriatric care, I've had the immense privilege for over 30 years to help thousands of women, particularly those over 60, rediscover their health and safeguard their dignity. And in that time, I have seen a profound truth. The vagina is one of the clearest and most direct signals your body can offer about your overall well-being. It serves as a living barometer for your hormonal balance, the strength of your pelvic floor, and can even provide early warnings about significant conditions like osteoporosis. It is far more than a part of the body that's simply along for the ride. And strikingly, it's in those very first few minutes after you wake up, before the day fully takes hold, that it speaks to you the loudest, offering invaluable insights you might be missing. In this video, I will reveal 7 simple, practical, and doctor-approved steps you can weave into your daily morning routine. These aren't complex medical procedures, but rather gentle, consistent habits to help you feel more empowered and in control of your own body. And I particularly urge you to stay for tip number 6. It's a step almost all women tend to overlook. Yet, it's precisely where we often see the earliest signs of potential trouble. Catching this crucial signal in time could genuinely add years of enhanced function, confidence, and comfort to your life. Before we get started, I'd be so grateful if you let me know I'm not alone in thinking this is important. If you believe that taking control of our health in our golden years is a powerful act, please type a simple "I agree" in the comments below. It tells me you're with me on this journey. Okay, let's unlock these secrets. Alright, let's unlock the very first secret to better morning health. Step number 1. The quiet morning inspection. Now, this might sound surprisingly simple, perhaps even a little unconventional, but it's a piece of advice I've consistently given to countless patients over the age of 60. Taking just a moment, a quiet moment, to look at your vulva in the morning isn't about judgment or shame. It's about quiet attention and gentle care. I understand that for many of us, this can feel awkward initially. I truly do. We grew up in a time and in a culture where discussions about these private parts simply weren't common. It was something to be hidden, not discussed, and certainly not examined. This is the core reason, the deep down why, this simple act is so often overlooked. It's not because we don't care. It's because we were taught not to look. However, with over 3 decades devoted to geriatric care, I can assure you that your body is always communicating with you. Some of the most critical conditions I've ever diagnosed, they began with nothing more than a simple, calm observation made during a patient's morning routine. You see, early infections, minor skin irritations, and even the initial, subtle indications of certain cancers often manifest visually long before any discomfort or pain becomes noticeable. Things like unexpected redness, a slight swelling you didn't notice before, small bumps, or any unusual discharge are never merely cosmetic concerns. They are your body's vital communication. They act as small, gentle warnings. And when you are attuned to these signals, when you catch them early, the likelihood of simple and successful treatment dramatically increases. An early discovery can be the difference between a simple cream that costs a few dollars and a series of invasive, expensive procedures down the road. I recall a patient of mine, a wonderful woman named Carol. She was 67, full of life, and she almost dismissed a small patch of persistent white skin she noticed one morning. She told me later, "Dr. E, I thought, oh, it's just another part of getting older." She almost ignored it. Yet, something made her bring it up during her next checkup. That simple observation, that one moment of paying attention, led to a very early detection of a precancerous condition. We were able to provide a swift, effective treatment. Had she not been observing, had she waited for it to escalate into a larger, more problematic issue, the outcome could have been far less favorable. Her story is a powerful reminder. Therefore, I urge you to resist the urge to rush. These are only a few precious seconds of your morning. Consider it as essential as checking your skin for new moles. You wouldn't ignore a new mole on your arm, would you? This is no different. It's not a burdensome chore, but an intelligent, proactive act of self-preservation. This simple practice cultivates a deep respect for your body, moving beyond any old fears or discomfort. It's truly easy to overlook, but once you embed it into your routine, it swiftly becomes a natural, empowering part of your day. If you agree that this kind of proactive self-care is a true form of self-respect, please take a moment to comment on the word aware below. It shows me you understand this important first step. Now that we've established the importance of that essential first step, let's move on to what you choose to do next. Specifically, what you choose to drink, even before you make that first trip to the bathroom. This can remarkably influence the optimal functioning of your entire system, especially in your lower body. This brings us to step number 2. Hydrate first, urinate second. I want to be candid with you. For much of my own life, even throughout my early career as a doctor, my morning routine began instinctively with heading straight to the bathroom. It was simply a deep-seated habit, wasn't it? That familiar pressure builds, and your body signals an immediate need to go. Feels like the most logical thing in the world to do. However, through countless years of working closely with thousands of older women, I began to observe a subtle yet profoundly important pattern. The women who consistently maintained their mental sharpness, their physical steadiness, and experienced remarkably fewer urinary issues as they aged. They all shared one understated yet powerful habit. They reached for a glass of water before ever making that first morning trip to the toilet. This might initially seem counterintuitive. I know. Why would you drink water when your bladder already feels full? But here's the often unseen physiological process at work, and this is especially critical for us as we get older. After a prolonged stretch of 7 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is in a naturally dehydrated state. Your blood actually becomes slightly thicker. Circulation throughout your body, particularly to your extremities and pelvic region, slows to a sluggish pace. And your kidneys, your vital filtration system, are laboring to perform their tasks with very limited fluid resources. That very first glass of water, it acts as a gentle internal alarm. It slowly reawakens your entire system. It signals to your body that it's now safe and has the resources to efficiently flush out the accumulated waste products from the night. More critically, and this is central to our talk today, it plays a vital role in rehydrating your entire pelvic region. It significantly boosts blood flow to where it's most needed, including the delicate vaginal tissues. This isn't just theory. Many of my patients have shared with me that after adopting this single, small habit, within mere weeks, they noticed a marked decrease in that feeling of urinary urgency. They reported significant improvements in vaginal dryness. And some even saw a reduction in the frequency of those frustrating bladder infections. This is a real, tangible result that you can feel. It's akin to priming a complex engine. You wouldn't expect your car to run efficiently if you started it dry after a long, cold night, would you? So, why would we treat our own incredible bodies any differently? Personally, I now keep a glass of room temperature water on my nightstand. This ensures that before my feet even touch the floor each morning, I'm already providing my body with what it fundamentally needs to thrive. I wholeheartedly encourage you to start this. Just begin. You'll likely be surprised by how swiftly and positively your system begins to respond. This one might seem to go against common sense. If you learned something new just now, please comment the word surprised. It helps me know which tips are the most eye-opening for you. Now that we've awakened your body internally with that first glass of water, let's discuss how to initiate healthy blood flow externally. And rest assured, you won't need a treadmill or special gym shoes for this next effortless practice. This brings us to step number 3, the 60-second pelvic floor awakening. In my earlier years, I, like many, primarily associated stretching with dedicated athletes or disciplined yoga practitioners, something reserved for the younger and more flexible. But as the years steadily progressed, I began to keenly observe a pervasive stiffness in my body each morning. I'm sure many of you can relate to this. It wasn't solely in my usual spots like my back or my knees, but a deeper sensation, a profound awareness in how my pelvic floor felt. Or perhaps more accurately, how it didn't feel. It felt dormant, asleep. I soon realized that even a modest amount of targeted movement first thing in the day did far more than merely loosen my joints. It instilled a greater sense of presence, made me feel more truly alive, and most importantly, it profoundly supported healthy circulation in the area that matters most for women, the pelvis. Here is the simple, undeniable truth. Your vagina and the surrounding pelvic organs are exquisitely vascular structures. That's just a medical term meaning they are rich with blood vessels. Their enduring health and optimal function depend tremendously on a consistent and robust supply of good blood flow. Now, the core reason this becomes so essential as we age is that after hours of being perfectly still during sleep, the circulation to our lower body naturally decelerates. It slows to a mere crawl. This morning, sluggishness in our circulation gets more pronounced with each passing year. This is why those common symptoms can arise. That sudden urge to use the restroom, or those little leaks that can happen when you cough or laugh. They are often linked to this very issue of reduced morning circulation and dormant muscles. One of the most effective and simplest ways to counteract this sluggishness is a gentle, targeted 60-second stretch focused specifically on awakening the pelvic floor. And you absolutely don't need to get down on the floor or exert yourself strenuously. I personally prefer to do this while sitting comfortably on the edge of my bed. Here is the simple action you can take. You just take a deep, mindful breath, and then gently tilt your pelvis slightly forward, and then back. Just a small, gentle rocking motion. Following this, you can perform a few very gentle Kegel exercises. This isn't about a powerful squeeze, but just a light one, and then a complete release, ensuring you don't hold the tension for too long. This undemanding yet potent routine immediately gets that essential blood circulating. It gently activates the nervous system and provides your lower body with the precise, mild stimulation it requires to bolster healthy bladder control and maintain robust tissue health. Many of my patients are genuinely astonished by the palpable improvement they feel after committing to this brief practice for even just a week. They frequently report noticeably less leaking, fewer urgent trips to the bathroom, and a palpable boost in their overall confidence as they embark on their day. It's entirely logical. When an engine is gently warmed, it inevitably runs more smoothly and efficiently. If you plan on trying this simple, free, and powerful stretch tomorrow morning, please type "I will try" in the comments. It's a wonderful way to commit yourself. Now that we've thoughtfully encouraged blood flow, there's one more morning signal. An incredibly potent glimpse into your overall health. It is a signal most women instinctively notice, yet rarely truly understand its profound significance. We're going to decode it next. This leads us to step number 4. Check your morning sensation. And to be completely candid with you, this is often the point in these conversations where many women begin to feel a touch of discomfort, or perhaps instinctively wish to swiftly move on. I understand that. But I want to impress upon you a deeply significant truth. As a doctor who has dedicated decades to supporting women just like you, I can unequivocally state that your vaginal sensation is never merely a minor, easily dismissed detail. In fact, it stands as one of the most honest and telling indicators of your complete health. It's a direct reflection of the crucial health of your hormones, your delicate nerves, and the overall integrity of your pelvic floor. The core reason we tend to ignore this is deeply ingrained. We are conditioned to believe that changes down there are simply an inevitable, and perhaps embarrassing, part of getting older. We're taught to just put up with it. But that belief is actively working against our long-term health. So, here is what I am asking. You absolutely don't need to meticulously record your findings or become overly analytical. Simply take a conscious note when you wake. Do you experience a distinct sense of dryness or irritation? Is there any lingering discomfort, an unexplained pressure, or an odd heaviness? Or do things generally feel healthy, adequately lubricated, and wonderfully comfortable? That, dear women, is your profound body speaking directly to you. It is offering its valuable morning report. When you wake feeling naturally comfortable and pleasantly lubricated, it serves as a powerful and reassuring sign that your hormones are beautifully balanced and your sensitive tissues are robustly healthy. Conversely, when that sensation subtly but perceptibly shifts, especially if these changes persist over an extended period, it could genuinely indicate that something deeper, perhaps even unspoken, is unfolding within. I vividly recall a patient of mine named Susan, a remarkable 72-year-old woman. She had been enduring increasing dryness and discomfort for well over a year. And she, like so many, simply attributed it to the inevitable process of getting older. She told me, "I just thought this was my new normal." But after we performed some comprehensive tests, we uncovered that she was experiencing significant vaginal atrophy. This condition, unbeknownst to her, was profoundly impacting her urinary health. We were able to proactively address the issue before it escalated into far more serious complications, potentially saving her from recurrent infections and a great deal of suffering. All because of one quiet symptom she had very nearly decided to ignore. I understand fully that these topics aren't always easy to discuss. Yet, I also know without a shadow of a doubt that when women begin to actively pay attention to this specific and intimate signal, they invariably feel more in control. They feel less like they are passively submitting to aging, and significantly more like they are dynamically taking charge of their precious health. This takes courage to discuss and even more to practice. To show your support for this community of women and this important conversation, please comment the word "listen" below. It signifies that we are all listening to our bodies and to each other. Now, let's gracefully transition from what you thoughtfully notice to what you actually do. Because what unfolds in your shower each morning could either be quietly supporting you, or, more subtly than you might realize, unknowingly causing more harm than good. This brings us to our fifth crucial step. Clean wisely, not aggressively. For a significant portion of my life, I wholeheartedly believed that using a richly fragrant soap, combined with a vigorously hot shower, was the ultimate way to initiate a day feeling both clean and profoundly refreshed. I didn't give a second thought to scrubbing every single part of my body with the same enthusiasm. It's a common belief, isn't it, that a powerful lather and hot water are the signs of a good, deep clean. However, as I grew older and after witnessing literally hundreds of similar cases within my medical practice, a profoundly important realization dawned upon me. When it pertains to the delicate vaginal area, more is not necessarily better. In fact, being overly aggressive with cleanliness can often precipitate more problems than it effectively prevents. Here is the science behind it. The skin of the vulva is inherently thin. It is exceptionally sensitive, and it is diligently safeguarded by a delicate and vital balance of natural protective oils and a flourishing ecosystem of healthy bacteria. This is your body's own brilliant defense system. Now, the core reason this becomes a problem as we age is that our skin naturally becomes thinner and produces less of these protective oils. Our defenses are already slightly lowered. When you introduce harsh, strong soaps, especially those with perfumes and dyes, and you combine that with overly hot water temperatures and zealous, vigorous scrubbing, you are stripping away that critical natural protection. It's like taking sandpaper to a delicate silk cloth. This destructive process can leave the sensitive skin dry, severely irritated, or even painfully cracked. Over a sustained period, this can inevitably lead to those frustrating symptoms, like persistent itching, rashes, or a generalized feeling of uncomfortable unease that often seems to emerge from nowhere. Douching, in particular, is an especially harmful practice, as it dramatically disrupts the natural and beneficial vaginal flora. It is something I advise all my patients to avoid completely. I have observed countless older women present in my office complaining of a persistent itching or a disconcerting burning sensation. Initially, they are convinced that something gravely serious is wrong. And after a careful examination, I discovered that the culprit was simply overwashing, or inadvertently using inappropriate products marketed with lovely scents and promises of freshness. So, my current, unequivocal recommendation is this. Simply utilize lukewarm water and a very mild, completely unscented soap, and use it only on the external vulva. There is absolutely no necessity for force or a rushed application. Much like the mindful practice of brushing your teeth, the efficacy isn't derived from how hard you brush. Rather, it's about diligently performing it the correct way, with gentle consistency and profound care. There is an inherent, quiet dignity that accompanies the act of treating your own body with such meticulous respect. If you've ever thought that more is better when it comes to cleaning, and this was helpful to you, please comment the word "gentle" below. It reminds us all that care is better than force. And now, we've arrived at the step I urged you to wait for. Because what unfolds when you finally settle down to eat can either deeply support every single beneficial action you've just taken, or slowly and subtly begin to unravel it. Its profound impact might just genuinely surprise you. This is step number 6. Fuel your day with a truly vagina-friendly breakfast. Growing up, I didn't dedicate much thought to my morning meal. I imagine many of you were the same. Like countless women of my generation, my breakfast choices gravitated towards whatever was quick, convenient, and deeply familiar. Perhaps a piece of toast with jam, a bowl of sweetened cereal, or a slice of grapefruit. It wasn't until later in life, both through my extensive medical practice and as a woman personally experiencing the changes of aging, that I began to grasp the profound power inherent in that very first meal of the day. Particularly, it plays a pivotal role in protecting and nurturing both vaginal and urinary health. The nutrients, or the lack thereof, that you choose to put on your plate each morning directly and unequivocally influence your intricate hormonal balance, the fundamental health of your delicate tissues, and even the vital health and optimal function of your bladder. Now, the core reason this becomes so critical after 60 is that our bodies become more sensitive to imbalances. Our ability to regulate things like blood sugar and inflammation is not as robust as it once was. And here is the regrettable truth. The typical standard American breakfast, often heavily laden with processed sugars and refined carbohydrates like white bread, pastries, and sugary cereals, is actively doing us no discernible favors. Foods that are excessively high in sugar can significantly disrupt your body's naturally balanced pH levels. Think of it like pouring acid into a balanced fish tank. This disruption creates the perfect environment for yeast to thrive, thereby rendering you much more susceptible to those persistent, frustrating yeast infections. Many women struggle with these for years, never once suspecting their morning toast and jelly could be a contributing factor. Nowadays, my personal mornings always commence with a nourishing bowl of plain yogurt, which is full of beneficial probiotics. I generously top it with heart-healthy walnuts, fiber-rich flax seeds, and a handful of antioxidant-packed berries. Occasionally, I'll augment this with a protein-rich hard-boiled egg or a comforting slice of whole-grain toast layered with creamy avocado. This deliberate approach to breakfast provides your body with an abundance of essential nutrients. You're getting beneficial probiotics for a healthy vaginal flora, vital healthy fats, and powerful phytoestrogens from sources like flax seeds. These components collaboratively work to bolster hormonal balance, maintain crucial tissue elasticity, and support your long-term vitality. I distinctly recall a patient named Linda, a 68-year-old woman, who, after incorporating just this one dietary change for a single month, returned to my office. She sat down, looked at me with wide eyes, and exclaimed, "Dr. E, I simply had no idea food could make such a monumental difference down there. But it genuinely can, and it most certainly does." So, if you've never truly considered what your vagina desires for breakfast, perhaps now is the perfect moment to start listening. Even the smallest, most intentional adjustments at your morning table can lead to significant and far-reaching positive changes throughout your entire being. This was our special tip. If you were surprised by the powerful connection between your breakfast plate and your vaginal health, please comment, "Wow," below. A final heartfelt word from me, Dr. Xiheng Yi. Your health is not merely a set of biological facts. It is your deeply personal and unfolding story. If you've journeyed with me this far, I want to express my profound gratitude, not just for simply listening, but for caring about yourself deeply enough to hear these messages. This profound act of self-care is often the very part that is sadly overlooked for so many women, especially as they gracefully navigate their 60s, 70s, and beyond. The mere thought of paying close, conscious attention to their body, and particularly to their vagina, can feel incredibly uncomfortable, or even seem entirely unnecessary. But the unwavering truth is, embracing this awareness is one of the strongest, most self-respecting, and empowering things you can do for yourself. Each of these 7 simple yet powerful habits we've discussed today, the morning inspection, hydrating first, the gentle pelvic floor stretch, truly paying attention to your morning sensations, cleaning with meticulous care, eating with mindful intention, and simply choosing to move more. These are not grand, flashy medical procedures. Rather, they are quiet, consistent, and remarkably simple acts. Yet when woven together with purpose, they collectively send an incredibly powerful and clear message to your beautiful body. That message is, I am still here. I am still paying attention. I am still deeply invested in my own health and well-being. The women we've spoken about today, Carol, Susan, Linda, and the thousands like them whom I've had the immense privilege to sit across from. They are not defined by their age. They are thriving because they courageously chose to pay attention. Their profound transformations did not manifest through some elusive miracle drug or complex surgical intervention. It happened precisely because they began listening to their own bodies and, crucially, after all, they recommitted to caring for themselves. Your health in your precious later years isn't solely about vigilantly avoiding illness. It's profoundly about actively, joyfully, and consistently participating in your own vibrant well-being. As we wrap up, we've explored 7 crucial habits that can truly transform our golden years. But knowledge is only powerful when we put it into action. So now, I have one important question for you. What is the one commitment you are making to yourself after watching this video? It could be as simple as, I will put a glass of water on my nightstand tonight, or I will try the 60-second challenge tomorrow. Please share your personal commitment in the comments below. Reading your promises inspires me, and it inspires everyone else here to take that first step. And if you found real value and comfort in our time together, please show your support by giving this video a like. To ensure you continue on this journey with us and never miss another video full of empowering advice, hit that subscribe button. It's more than just subscribing. It's joining a community of incredible women dedicated to aging with grace and power. Finally, think of one person, a friend, a cherished sister, anyone in your life who might be quietly contending with these very same concerns, and please share this message with them. You might just give them the gift of renewed confidence and health. Thank you for being here. Remember, you are never alone on this incredible journey.